Welcome to Papers, Please, a channel where I look at passports. Today's special guest is the Portuguese passport issued in 1950. The first thing you're gonna notice is that it's blue, a strong contrast with the contemporary red Portuguese passports. The print on the cover goes all the way to the left for some reason. It's a little crooked and also lopsided. The cover material is just reinforced paper, I think. Nothing too special. Considering this passport is already 70 years old, I'll let it pass. The Portuguese coat of arms, or quinas, is shown, although in a very low resolution. The reason that the coat of arms is called quinas, which means the fives in Portuguese, is that the main element, the shield, has 5 little shields on it, and on each little shield there are 5 little dots, forming a shape called quincunx. This design goes back centuries, and no one knows for sure why it's designed in such a way. The main theory is that the number 5 represents the 5 holy wounds of Jesus Christ. The armillary sphere and olive branches form the rest of the quinas. The armillary sphere is a navigational instrument used to calculate distances and represents the importance of Portugal during the Age of Discovery, when Portuguese explorers such as Ferdinand Magellan discovered much of the New World and circumnavigated the globe. Open up. The first page will give you a better look at the quinas. You'll also see the special pattern covering the entire inside of the passport. I wouldn't call this a security feature because there's not much technology involved. By the way, this whole passport doesn't have any watermarks or hidden images. So let's just turn over to page 2 and see what it's got. Page 2 and 3 are the bio pages. You got your usual set of personal information, occupation, height, eye color, and so on. The photo is in excellent condition. I can see clearly that she doesn't have a mustache. Doesn't seem very Portuguese to me, but okay. Page 4 and 5. It says here that this passport is valid for Spain, France, and Italy. It was issued in 1950 and valid until 1952. A short-term passport for specific purposes. It's worth mentioning that this passport was issued during the Estado Novo period of Portugal. Estado Novo means the new state. Essentially represents the Second Republic under the control of Prime Minister Antonio Salazar. Many people put Salazar in the same basket as Spain's dictator Francis Franco. Check out my review of the Spanish passport during Franco's regime, by the way, link in the top right corner. From what I can read though, Estado Novo carries some fundamental differences to Franco's regime. But as far as freedom of mobility is concerned, Spain and Portugal seem to be equally miserable. A passport valid for 2 years for specific purposes is just sad. On the right, we can see already an Italian visa. It's hard to imagine Europeans used to need visas to visit each other's countries. On page 7, there is the French transit visa with fee stamps. A little bit hard to see though. And finally, the Spanish visa with transit stamps. The trip she took was a land journey from Portugal to Italy, going through Spain and France. Quite a long way for back in the days, I would imagine. This passport doesn't have any notes or manuals for safekeeping, which is a little disappointing. I thought this would be a more fascinating read. But anyway, alright, that concludes the Portuguese passport from 1950. If you got any questions, let me know, and tell me in the comment section which passport should I review next. Bye bye.